Donald Trump didn't run in Canada or Australia, but somehow, he still managed to blow up conservative election campaigns in both countries. What if I told you that Donald Trump just accidentally handed two major victories to the political left, in two different countries, within days of each other? Yep, first it was Canada, and now it's Australia. And both times, right-wing parties that were leading in the polls got absolutely wrecked, all because of one man thousands of miles away who wasn't even on the ballot. Let's start with what just happened down under. Australia just held their national elections, and Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, the leader of the centre-left Labour Party, pulled off something that hasn't happened since 2004, he won a second term. That alone would be big news. But what's more shocking is that his opponent, Peter Dutton, the right-wing challenger, not only lost, but actually lost his own seat in Parliament. Ouch. Sound familiar? It should. That's exactly what happened in Canada, where Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre went from favourite to forgotten, watching his party's years-long lead collapse almost overnight. So what do these two elections, halfway across the world from each other, have in common? Donald Trump. In both Canada and Australia, right-wing leaders couldn't, or wouldn't, distance themselves from Trump's influence. And it cost them everything. Let's rewind a bit. In Canada, the Conservative Party had a commanding lead for years. It looked like a sure thing, until Trump launched a bizarre trade war and started talking about making Canada the 51st state. Suddenly, Canadians weren't so keen on a party that seemed cozy with Trump's Republican values. Voters ran the other way, straight into the arms of the Liberal Party, who had been trailing for years. Fast forward to Australia, and you see the same script playing out. Peter Dutton, former police detective and leader of the right-leaning Liberal National Coalition, ran a campaign that commentators are calling one of the worst in the country's history. His main problem? He couldn't shake the Trump comparisons. His party flirted with Trump-style slogans like, "Make Australia Great Again," seriously, and even tried to mimic Elon Musk's efficiency departments in government. That Trump-like branding didn't just backfire, it exploded. Voters, already spooked by Trump's global chaos, weren't having it. They didn't want tariffs. They didn't want instability. They didn't want a leader that looked like a knockoff version of someone they'd never vote for in the first place. Meanwhile, Anthony Albanese, calm, consistent, and 62 years old, pitched himself as a steady hand during turbulent times. And it worked. He made it crystal clear, Australia doesn't need to borrow ideas from overseas. We find our inspiration right here, he said, in our values and in our people. The message landed hard. Oh, and in case you missed it, just like in Canada, the Conservative leader didn't just lose the race. He lost his job. His seat. His shot. Gone. Now, let's zoom out. It's not just Canada and Australia. Back here in the United States, Donald Trump's influence is crushing his own party too. In recent weeks, Republicans have underperformed in 16 out of 16 special elections. In places like Florida, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, Democrats are gaining ground, flipping seats and beating margins by double digits. Everywhere you look in the English-speaking world, conservative parties aligned with Trump are bleeding support. And the ones that aren't explicitly aligned, they're getting dragged down anyway by the shadow of his reputation. And make no mistake, this isn't about ideology. This is about toxicity. Trump's brand has become political kryptonite. He demands loyalty, wrecks the economy, rattles global alliances, and leaves chaos in his wake. And anyone even remotely tied to him is paying the price. In Canada, new Prime Minister Mark Carney said it best, "Our old relationship with the US is over. The system of global trade anchored by the United States is over. And if the US doesn't want to lead, we will." That's bold. That's powerful. And it's not a coincidence. What we're witnessing is a global trend, and Donald Trump is at the center of it. A man who can't even hold his own house in order is now accidentally sinking his allies abroad. So if you're wondering whether Trump's influence still matters, just ask the unemployed conservative leaders in Canada and Australia. Because the lesson is clear, aligning with Donald Trump might just be the fastest way to lose an election in 2025. If you found this breakdown helpful and want more honest, independent takes on global politics, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. It really helps us beat the algorithm and keep going. And if you want to stay in touch in case this platform ever goes dark, sign up for our free newsletter. Links right here on the screen. Thanks for watching, and remember, politics is global now. And the ripple effect? It's real.